What's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers as concerns them being eliminated from playoff contention and what does this all means for the Lakers moving forward. And guys, I want to give you all my thoughts and my opinions about the Lakers and their season and just everything that went down when it comes down to just them changing their culture going into off season. And just, guys, has been an up and down type of season, and it was the expectations before the season ever started went completely out the window. And basically, with this elimination, we can honestly say that the Lakers could start now with their off-season plans. And I want to give you all my thoughts and my opinions about it, about the season, and what's the expectations and changes that will be made, and just everything across the board. Because, guys, with all said and done, things have to change because this has been a disappointing season for the Lakers. And you know what, guys, I just want to give you all my thoughts and my opinions about it. But before anything, like always, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all the good social media stuff. And of course, like always, please be sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ZSPN. And guys, make sure to hit that notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button so you will know when I upload on this channel. Much appreciated. So guys, with this Lakers elimination, obviously the Lakers lost to the Phoenix Suns. It was no surprise there because, without LeBron James, the Lakers were, didn't have the opportunity to get this win against the Phoenix Suns, which is unfortunate because the Lakers did have Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, but I guess it just wasn't enough for them to get this win. And it is now official. The Lakers have 3 games remaining under their belt, and it's just impossible for them to even make the play-in tournament. And that is one of the most disappointing results because, the Lakers are just out of the playoffs indefinitely. So with them being in the 11th seed, it just, kicks them off the play-in tournament, which obviously shocks all Laker fans because it was the expectations at that particular moment that the Lakers were going to be in the play-in tournament. But unfortunately, it's just not the case anymore. And now the Lakers are in off-season plan mode. And there's just a lot of expectations now going into the off-season. And I said the gist of it a couple of videos ago. I know, guys, I haven't been making videos as of late. I had my wisdom teeth removed about a week ago. So obviously, I couldn't make some videos when it comes to game analysis and giving you all my thoughts and my opinions about the coaching change and just everything across the board when it comes to the Lakers' circumstances as of late. So my apologies ahead of time, but, it was against my will to basically talk. So, and give you all a, good content and good speaking and stuff like that. So my apologies ahead of time when it comes to this, but now I'm feeling better. So hopefully I could give you all a perspective about the Lakers season going into the off season. The Lakers off season plans. So when it comes down to it, guys, lots of things have to be changed right away. There is the rumors when it comes to coaching. Obviously, we know that the Lakers will, there's expectations that the Lakers will part ways with Frank Vogel because of his, coaching this season. Obviously, it was not going according to plan, and now the Lakers will look for a coaching change this offseason. There's a lot of candidates that could be in place to potentially replace him. Just yesterday, when it comes to news that the Lakers are going to show interest in the the 76ers head coach in Doc Rivers, and I believe the Utah Jazz coach in with Quinn Snyder. So obviously those are the top at this moment. These are the top candidates for the Lakers head coaching jobs as it stands now. They still have jobs, so you never know with the circumstances with Doc Rivers. Maybe he will return with the 76ers. And since, Quinn Snyder did not sign an extension with the Jazz, it could be that he will potentially get fired from the Utah Jazz. So that's the other side of things when it comes to his futures with that particular organization. So the head coaching job is still up in the air when it comes to the Lakers' choices. When it comes to certain other coaches that could be in place, I heard that maybe Mike Brown is another choice for head coaching job. He has head coaching experience, and plus he coached LeBron James when he was in Cleveland. And, he was a former head coach for the Lakers at a little small moment. I believe it was back in 2012 or maybe 2011 when after Phil Jackson. So obviously he had a very short time there, but he got fired in like mid-season. So he's on the list of potential replacements there. I believe there's another one in mind, but that's just personally coming from my own. Mark Jackson, obviously, has always been in the rumor mills of potentially, being the head coach in this league, specifically the Los Angeles Lakers. So we could potentially see his name pop up once the offseason begins for the Lakers when it comes to head coaching jobs. But other than that, when it comes down to it, I mean, the Lakers head coaching job is a number one priority when it comes to, who they potentially will pick. Personally, if the Lakers can, and I hope they will, find somehow to, get Doc Rivers to join the Lakers as the next head coach for the Lakers, it will be a smart move on their part because of the relationship that he is well known for when it comes to, with, building good relationship with players. And I just know when it comes to his experience as a head coach and his reputation that he will gain a lot of respect in the locker room when it comes to the Lakers with LeBron James, with Anthony Davis, and also, this still remains to be seen about the status of Russell Westbrook, but all signs are indicating that he will be potentially moved this offseason. But I just got like a notifications when it comes to, before making this video, that Russ Westbrook wants to come back to the Lakers, but, there's not a guaranteed chance that it could be a reality, but, he wants to come back. I mean, there's a lot of conflicting reports when it comes to these past couple of months when it comes to his status as a Los Angeles Laker. I mean, there was one point that he wants out of LA, but there's just a lot of situations when it comes to him being part of the Lakers' future. But we just have to wait and see about that particular situation there when it comes to him remaining with the Lakers. But with Doc Rivers, I have to say he will be a great head coach for the Lakers, and that'll be my number one list when it comes to that particular hire. Quinn Snyder, I mean, I have to say, sure, maybe he'll be a great head coach for the Lakers, but I don't really think he will potentially get the respect of the locker room right away, especially when you have LeBron James in the locker room. But if you have somebody like a Doc Rivers or Mark Jackson, or somebody that has the status of the respect for LeBron James and, just him just having that relationship, I think it will work wonders when it comes to that particular instance. And plus, you need to have that type of head coach that will attract free agents as well. It's not just LeBron, not just Anthony Davis that will gain attraction for free agents to come to the Lakers. But you also need to have the head coach as well be in line for free agents to join your team. So the Lakers need to look at all certain aspects when it comes to coaching hires, and we just have to wait and see what their plans are. I hope they don't do, that type of hiring when it comes to Lakers circle type of situation. When it comes to coaches like Mike Brown, who used to be part of the Lakers as the former head coach at one point. And I just hope, and with Quinn Snyder, he was an assistant with the Lakers at one point. So, a couple of years ago. So when it comes down to that, I hope they don't go that route. So hopefully, when there's a good head coach available, hopefully the Lakers will consider their odds and see what's best for the team and their players and just go with it. Like I said, repeating myself, I want Doc Rivers, but we just have to wait and see. So, I mean, he hasn't said that he wants to leave, Philadelphia. So, so the odds are up in the air when it comes to Doc Rivers and his coaching situation with the 76ers. So, we just have to wait and see, guys. But, other than that, that's the first priority when it comes to, the head coaching job. And obviously, with the roster, there's a lot of veteran minimum contracts that are up when it comes to this offseason. With Carmelo Anthony, with, Malik Monk. I mean, the only players I have to say that will be on the roster is obviously LeBron James and obviously Anthony Davis. And potentially with Russell Westbrook, if you pick, obviously he's going to pick up his player option. Obviously, it's like $47 million, so I don't think you should decline that when it comes to that particular money. So, with that particular money on the table, so we could expect, that as a possibility of him still remain with the Lakers. But all signs are indicating that the Lakers will potentially move Russell Westbrook this offseason, but we just have to wait and see about that. And then you have Kendrick Nunn, who obviously did not play this season, so he's on a mid-level exception contract, a 2-year contract. So we could expect him to be with the Lakers next season. But obviously, things may change if the Lakers want to do a trade package with Russell Westbrook and maybe potentially add Kendrick Nunn to the trade and maybe the first round pick to get somebody that'll be a game changer for the Lakers this offseason. But, we just have to wait and see about that. But, he is on the books to be with the Lakers next season. So Kendrick Nunn is still under contract. And then you have THT. That's another opportunity for the Lakers to see some trade assets if, the Lakers decide to trade him, because, he sucked this season. Okay, I have to say, guys, I am not a fan of THT when it comes to this season. These past couple of years, he's been great. I mean, obviously he's a champ, but when it comes to this season, he at first started good, but then it went completely downhill after that, and it just wasn't pretty to watch. So, but he is under contract as well. So other than that, the Lakers basically have almost 5 players that are under contract, I believe. I might be missing somebody, but I think there's only 5 players that's under contract. Other than that, the rest are veteran minimums. So the Lakers obviously need to do their homework and see who will be available for signees, and hopefully, it will be a good one, because, last season the expectations, was unexpected. I have to say, guys, if I had to bring somebody back that's on those veteran minimums, I would probably bring back Carmelo Anthony and Malik Monk. Other than that, the rest could potentially walk into free agent. I mean, maybe we can consider Dwight Howard, but the Lakers need to potentially go younger. Just find somebody players that are young, talented players instead of going old. So we just have to wait and see what free agency will be available for the Lakers. It's so early, guys. I know I'm talking about this too early, but it's never too late to talk about the free agency when it comes to the Lakers and their situation. So there's going to be a lot of expectations for the Lakers this offseason, and a lot's need to be changed and completely. And still remains to be seen about the management. We're not sure about the status of Rob Pelinka. Maybe the Lakers will still keep him. There's the chance that they will keep him, but I won't be surprised if they part ways with him and get somebody that's, I don't know, somebody. I can't really think of anybody right now when it comes to management, but maybe the Lakers will potentially keep Rob Pelinka, but maybe get somebody that will be, an executive that will be part of the Lakers management as president of basketball operations, and still keep, Rob Pelinka maybe as a GM. But there's that sort of circumstances there. But the bottom line, the bottom line that I honestly have to say is that changes will be made. Big time changes will be because of this disappointing season. I mean, the Lakers are out of the playoffs. I mean, there was the expectations that they will stay within the play-in tournament and maybe get past that and go to the playoffs and potentially face somebody in the first seed or second seed, whether it's the Golden State Warriors or the Phoenix Suns. I mean, that was that type of expectations after the All-Star break. But the Lakers, since the All-Star break, went completely downhill. And as it stands now, they're in their 7th losing streak with 3 games remaining. Obviously, the Lakers cannot turn this around because they are so well deep in in the waters when it comes to having any sort of playoff aspirations. So obviously, I hate to say this. I mean, the Lakers have to think about their off-season plans right now. And I hope they will, because, the expectations now is going to be more than ever for the Lakers this offseason when it comes to, getting somebody that would be a great value when it comes to, coaches and, players. So obviously there's a lot of expectations moving forward, guys. And I really want to know your thoughts and your opinions about the Lakers and their offseason. What do you think the Lakers should do when it comes to turning this team around so next season the Lakers will be ready to go with expectations and just, the idea that they will potentially either be playoff contenders or maybe championship contenders. I mean, there's just a lot of expectations for the Lakers, going into next season and the off season. That will be all eyes will be on the Lakers this off season. And Lakers Nation, this is going to be a very interesting off season, and I will let you all know about everything goes down when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers on this channel and all across social media. Guys, please follow me on the social media, because I am always active on social media. So please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. I really do appreciate the love and support you guys give me all across social media and of course on this channel, ZSPN on YouTube. And I'll see you all in the next video. Potentially after the 3 games, I will give you all a final results of the season and just give you guys the rundown about the Lakers' plans and their expectations going into the off season after the season ends for the Los Angeles Lakers. But as it stands now, with them being eliminated, it's never too late to talk about the Lakers and their futures this early. And I gave you guys the gist of it, but once the Lakers officially, their season is over, I will potentially give you all my thoughts and my opinions about the results of this season. and their expectations going into the offseason. So stay tuned for that, guys. I will be making a video of that. Stay tuned, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.